this episode of Horse Shelter Heroes.
Connie and Jason are going to be at the retreat, so they're going to be really busy this week.
Her ear, her neck, and her left forelimb all look a lot better, but her carpus or her knee is quite hot today.
Unfortunately, he's leaving us.
We are here for the retreat, and we are also here to see what horses or donkeys or ponies we want to bring back, or if there's maybe even a dog or two we need to haul back.
Today is the second day of buyout, so we had it split over 2 weeks.
The dog latched on the Dino's bottom of his neck, pulled his head to the ground. So I reached in to grab the dog's back leg and pull it back. And Dino latched around to try and do the same thing, I guess. And ended up getting a hold of my hand and just kind of shook around.
You don't want to miss a single second of Horse Shelter Heroes.
It's a busy week this week. It is our retreat for the organizations that we are mentoring. And so we have a lot of organizations coming in from other states. Some are bringing us horses, some are taking horses from us. And so it's going to be a really amazing week. Tawny and Jason are going to be at the retreat. So they're going to be really busy this week, along with Dawn and some of our media team. So it's going to be a busy week over at the retreat, but we're so excited for these organizations to be here and to have them get some mentoring and grow stronger as organizations.
We are about to clean and put on topicals on Honey.
Oh, Honey, I love you so much.
Her ear, her neck, and her left forelimb all look a lot better. The one on her right limb is granulating in well, but her carpus or her knee is quite hot today. So we're gonna take some blood work and run a CBC just to make sure everything is healing like it should. So we just got done rechecking Miss Honey and doing her bandage changes and things. We took some radiographs of her head, and we're going to reevaluate her current findings with the last radiographs to see how she's improving there. Her right ear, the one that's all kind of shriveled up, has closed inside, but she did have a tiny little pocket of maggots that Dr. Lydia cleaned out with chlorhexidine. And then we put back on the wound treatments that have been donated that we love so much. Her other wounds are healing great, and she is getting stronger and more feisty and responsive, so she's starting to behave like a normal donkey would. We're not out of the woods yet, but we have vastly improved since the day she came in.
Cory's been part of our team for a number of years, and Tennessee is booming on the construction side, and he can make a lot more money doing construction. And we've had some meetings back and forth, and we just cannot meet what construction wages are. I mean, up by Nashville, some guys are making $500 a day. And as a nonprofit, we just cannot compete with construction wages. And we know life is difficult. There's a lot of bills involved with just living these days. And unfortunately, we just can't compete with wages that are out there available for talented guys. And Cory's a really talented guy. With horses, but also outside of horses, he's got a lot of talent. So unfortunately, he's leaving us, but we're so incredibly grateful for the years that he dedicated to Horse Plus and all the help he did with the horses and everything, and we're really gonna miss him. We do have a significant gap at our organization now, and anyone that's able to train horses from the ground up, feel free to send us your resume. We might just have a position for you, so.
It's buyout today, and we have 20 horses coming in. We also have Carrie from Colorado Horse Rescue Network coming in to pick up some horses, donkeys, mules, cats, and dogs. It's gonna be a very busy day today.
So good morning. We're here, finally, after a very adventurous trip that required a minor overnight stay in Kansas. But we are here, and we are here for the retreat, and we're getting ready to walk around and decide what we're going to transfer back to Colorado Horse Rescue Network. We obviously have some feline friends that'll probably be joining us, and we're going to see what horses or donkeys or ponies we want to bring back, or if there's maybe even a dog or two we need to haul back. So Oreo for sure is coming, and then that's Jack. All right, so far I think we've got 8 cats on our list. We have 2, possibly 3 dogs, and then we've got 5 horses. On the horses, we're gonna take Oreo, Burro, Artemis, Godiva, and Jack. I guess Jack's a donkey, so he's not technically a horse, but being a very old man donkey is very close to my heart, so he gets to come and hang out with us. And it sounds like Oreo's gonna be a bit of a handful, so that should be a fun time, because I think he was just gelded and he's not super handled, so that ought to be a lot of fun. And with the cats, we actually have a couple of cats that have to go to one of the historic societies in Colorado because they have a major mouse problem, and they have asked for a pair of kitties. So we're gonna take some of the, I guess they're froggers here. I guess they're the frog hunters. So we're gonna take them back to Colorado, and I hope that they really wanna chase some mice.
Carrie is here from Colorado, and she has picked out several animals that she's taken. She's got some horses, cats, dogs, donkeys, and she's going to load them all up on Friday and take them back to Colorado. So we're just so thankful to be able to have these organizations here and help us network some of these animals out.
I've been on the front lines of animal rescue for over 20 years. I have been going to auctions, and I've seen horrible things happen to horses. In 20 years of rescue, nothing has really changed. It's come to the realization that we can't just rescue horses from auctions. We can't just keep rescuing horses out of the slaughter pipeline. We have to stop it once and for all. It's time that a federal law gets put in place, and we are going to Washington, D.C. on a regular basis to try to advocate for horses. What I find in Washington, D.C. is a lot of people have no idea what's actually happening to horses. And I leave these meetings hearing their voices say, "We didn't know that this was so important. Thank you so much for coming and telling us the reality of what's happening to horses." Our advocacy for different acts impacting horse welfare is so critically important. So please donate. Help us change the laws for horses on a federal level.
Today is the second day of buyout, so we had it split over 2 weeks since horses were coming from different locations. So today we are getting the same things, all of our vaccines, our radiograph equipment, and all of the other kind of intake stuff, dental stuff, all together. We're putting it in the side by side, and we're gonna go up, and the horses should be getting here at 11 or so. We should be getting about 20.
I'm Lisa from Hooker Ranch, and I'm here today at Horse Plus to assist with the 20 horse buyout that's coming in. My hope is I'll be handling the horses, helping triage them, help treat them, and also help with some of the observations, diagnosis. I'm here to learn a lot from Dr. Lydia and Dr. Gina.
So this gentleman is about a 25 to 30-year-old thoroughbred gelding. He has a microphthalmic left eye that has a lot of draining. I know, buddy. He has a grade 3 out of 6 heart murmur. He has increased respiratory noises and squeaks on auscultation. He's lost his anal tone, so he can no longer defecate appropriately or even close his rectum like he should. He's also very weak in the hind, and with all those things going for him and how severely emaciated he already is, the best thing that we can give him right now is last act of kindness instead of trying to work through all those problems and potentially make him go down and be painful. So that's what we've decided for him, bless his heart. He's just a walking skeleton, and it's really, really sad. When we're talking about DSLD, that's the breakdown of the suspensory ligaments. And if you look at this radiograph, you can even see that the angles are way off on these limbs. Especially this left front is pretty severely affected. She has some changes on the front of P2 and some up near the joints, but it's very, very minor. But even minor changes can show up as severe pain, which it is in this case. So she has multiple limbs, painful and affected, and she doesn't feel great. So we can try giving her some pain meds to help her a little bit, but given the advanced degeneration of that ligament, I think the last act of kindness is probably going to be the most humane and caring thing to do for her at this point.
Listen, I know there's other stallions and they're being kind of wild, but you don't need to be wild. That's okay. I know. This very handsome boy is a stallion. He's between 16 and 18. I always round up, so I called him 18. His coggins that he came in with didn't match his color exactly, so we pulled the coggins on him. He will need to be castrated. He is halter broke. The guy who was shipping him said he thought he was broke to ride. He does have a wound right in front of his prepuce that looks to be mostly healed, but I had a lot of flies. So we are gonna turn him out with one other little stud colt. We got a lot of stallions today. Often we can put all the stallions together, but with much older stallions, we don't wanna create discord. So he's gonna go out and decompress, and hopefully we can do some behavioral eval on him and get him castrated. But he got his vaccines and a microchip, and he is ready to go out.
So this thoroughbred stallion, thank you, was born in 2018, so he's 6 years old. They looked him up by his numbers, and apparently he started and won one race, right?
One race, $12,000.
$12,000, and now he's here, bless his heart, but he landed in good hands, and everybody's super thrilled about him, so we're gonna give him all the things, which is our his vaccines. We took some radiographs of his carpi, and they looked okay. So we're gonna put him on our list to be castrated and then put him in the training program, and hopefully he'll find his forever home real soon.
So we scanned him, we were getting ready to chip him, and we found that he already had one. So I looked him up. His name is JC's Champ. He was born in 2018, so that makes him about 6 years old. He raced about 8 times, won once and won $12,000, and his father's stud fee is $40,000. So this is a $40,000 horse. He is a very, very sweet boy, and he wound up here with us, so we're going to take some really good care of him.
All right, so we are nearing the end of our group of intake horses. We have about 7 left, and I think 6 of those 7 are Mustangs, and we're going to try and just run them through the chute, get them microchipped, vaccinated. If their coggins match, great. If they don't, we'll pull blood. And then kick them back out, and that way they can decompress, and then we can have a training evaluate on them. But that's where we're at right now.
Oh, no bites, no bites. She is 3.5.
I think we got 20 horses today. We got through all but six of them. We had some really heartbreaking cases that were critical that we had to make last act of kindness calls on. There are a few that we're concerned about, but we're hoping blood work will look good and we can do surgery on them to castrate them and remove some eyes that are bad. The Mustangs are pretty riled up today, which is not surprising. So we did one Mustang lady, and the others we're going to go through tomorrow. We're going to give them a chance to decompress and come back tomorrow, and we also have to do Coggins blood work and things like that. So
It was a tough day.
we're missing a lot of key members that we really love a lot, and it makes it difficult when you're used to working one way as a team for so long on buyouts, and now we don't have those crucial parts of ourselves to work with.
Yeah.
So.
We also had not a single healthy horse that was not extremely behaviorally challenging. So often we'll have talk about emotional whiplash, this case is really heartbreaking, but this one gives me a lot of hope, and we always save everything we possibly can. But today was a lot of hard calls and a lot of cases it's always nice when at least it's pretty black and white, okay, there's nothing I can do, but when you have case after case like that comes through, it's pretty heartbreaking. If you enjoy watching veterinary medical and surgical procedures, such as castrations, eye enucleations, and abscess lancing, go to our YouTube channel, Horse Plus Vets. We have no censorship on that channel, so if you want to see all the details of us providing medical care to shelter animals, just go to YouTube and search Horse Plus Vets.
Okay, one of the dogs got loose, unfortunately out of the intake barn. Ran around, we tried to capture the little guy, he got in the pen, and he got a hold of one of our animals. Jordan and Keith went in to get the dog, and unfortunately the dog grabbed a hold of Jordan's hand.
Dino grabbed a hold of Jordan.
Dino grabbed a hold of Jordan, I apologize.
Oh, Dino got a hold of Jordan.
Dino.
Yeah. Oh.
I apologize. I did not know that.
So was Dino trying to take the dog instead? So the dog went after Dino's legs. So me and Keith were trying to get it, and then the dog latched onto Dino's bottom of his neck and pulled his head to the ground. So I reached in to grab the dog's back leg and pull it back, and Dino latched around to try and do the same thing, I guess, and ended up getting a hold of my hand and just kind of shook around. Oh. But we did manage to get the dog, and I haven't gone out and looked at Dino yet. We're going to have the vets check him out, but I think Dino's fine. The dog didn't really look like it got a good hold of him anywhere, because Dino was able to shake him off every time he grabbed him. But yeah, so it's just a little bruised and swollen, but I think we're fine. Got some skin out the bottom, bruising and skin on top, and skinned my finger a little bit. Ouch. They're sending me to get an x-ray.
Yeah, gotta have an x-ray.
Can't stay away from the doctor, guys.
Oh, man. Come on, Jordan.
What can you do? Don't get bit by a donkey and you won't have to go get x-rays. Obviously, when we do buyouts, we get a lot of crazy horses. So we always have to worry about being kicked. We do get horses that bite sometimes, but usually it's not such a tense situation of trying to get a dog off of a donkey. In this instance, it was kind of a blessing that he went after Dino and not Cowboy, because donkey's skin is insanely tough. So he does have a little bit of bite marks. He's got some bleeding. The vets are going to check him out. But yeah, I mean, I didn't wake up this morning expecting to get bit by little Dino, but part of the job is what it is.
So we're up here in quarantine. We're gonna try and process the last of the horses. A lot of them are really wild, unhandled Mustangs, so a lot of them are gonna have to go in the chute. And we're just gonna do what we can safely and hopefully get through today without any problems. He is very wild and unhandled, very scared. He's got a temperature of 104.8. It's not that hot outside yet. I don't know if he just worked himself up that much or it's a true fever, so I'm not gonna give him strangles, but he got his rabies in a 5-way. He is chipped.
Please do not bite me. 2.5, 3.5. He's 4.
His Coggins that he came with says he's a gelding, but we're not 100% sure, so we need to double check and make sure that we either feel castration scars or other things to see if he's a stallion or a gelding.
Okay, no microchip. This is 5-way. Normally we give rabies on the right, but this squeeze chute doesn't give us easy access to the right side of the horse's body, so I'm doing all the vaccines on this side of the body, and this is his microchip. We've got what is consistent with a scar. Yeah, I would call him a gelding.
This is the last Mustang, and she's a mare. Her Coggins say she's about 5, but we'll see what her teeth say. She seems to be doing okay. She's really nervous, but maybe without her buddies, she'll be calmer.
That's the 5-way?
Yes, ma'am.
Good girl. Good girl.
Good girl.
What a good girl.
You just get the lip.
This group was very wild and lively. There's one ma'am in this group behind me that she has some vision impairment, but once Haley got a halter on her, she was actually very calm and nice. So we have hope for her, but the other ones will need a lot of love and patience.
Right now I'm going back over Dino's wounds that me and Dr. Lydia clipped and cleaned earlier when he had his incident. The clippers we had, they were dying, and all the other ones that we had were already dead. So we had to do what we could and then put them on the chargers. So Dr. Lydia's gone home for the day, so I figured I'd come out here and finish clipping his wounds. And as I'm clipping around the ones that we knew were already there, I'm finding more. So he's got quite a few on his legs. He's actually got one like on his chest/tummy area, like right here. So but he's being very tolerant of it. He's letting me clip him. I'm scrubbing him down with some chlorhexidine soaked gauze and just clipping whatever he'll let me. He'll kind of let me know when he's had enough of whatever area I'm messing with, and he'll move, and then I'll just give him some pats and move on. So for his wounds, I'm gonna be using the E3 medicated wound care cream, and it's got an insect barrier in it to keep the bugs away. After I put this on, I'm gonna put some SWAT on the surrounding areas of the wounds, and then we'll come back and check him out tomorrow and see if there's anything else that we find and give him his medicine. So he should be happy. He's gonna get grain for 5 days and get even plumper, so.
So it went really, really great. Dino is a perfect little angel, hence why he is one of our mascots. But yeah, he had more wounds than me and Dr. Lydia originally found. He's got like at least 20 some puncture wounds and scrapes. I'm sure we'll find more as he lets us clip even more and more of his front end. But he did really, really well, and now we're gonna clean up this mess and we're gonna give him some treats and let him relax.
We are getting all these donkeys moved around because a few of the organizations that came down for the retreat are planning to take some donkeys back with them. So we're trying to get everyone prepared for transport. But they just want loves right now. They don't want to move.
Well, I'm on a wheelie, our troubles behind. Here with you in our treetop view. Well, it takes me to when I was young.
Yay, Biscuit! Go!
Our troubles behind.
Today we have a horse surrender at 1 o'clock. The horse unfortunately has a fractured left elbow. So we're gonna have the vets check the horse out first, and we're gonna see what we can do for it.
She has a shoulder issue and they want to keep them home.
I mean, are you supposed to still be nursing?
Look at the baby!
No. Okay. Let's get a little bit of sedation on board.
Right now we got our owner surrender in, and as you can see, she's a little on the young side, so Dr. Lee is just gonna give her a little bit of sedation to calm down, and we will do a full intake on her and make sure she's taken care of.
Easy. Nope.
She's got a little chip right here.
Oh, she does?
So this is the insertion of a soft tissue structure. See this little teeny, that guy right there? And you can see it also right there. But prognosis-wise, for as young as she is, the growth plate doesn't seem to be affected. So we knew earlier this morning that we had a horse coming from 7 hours away with a possible fracture. No one knew that it was a very young filly. This filly's only 2 months old. And these people drove from 7 hours away. And then Dr. Gina and I were on lunch and she just got dropped off and the people left. And so we walked into this very wild, very clinically sound baby. She does have some abnormalities associated with her left elbow. We took a ton of x-rays, we ultrasounded the area, we've got some blood work running, but Dr. Gina and I both agree that while she's not totally normal, her prognosis is very good, which left us with the major issue of we have a 2-month-old baby with no mom. And so finding a nurse mare can be really challenging because even if you have a lactating mare, that mare has to accept that baby. And bottle feeding a baby horse is a huge undertaking and really tough on their immune system. So I called the people who surrendered her and they were really nice. They were surprised to hear from us, and they were given 2 options from their vet, either referral to an orthopedic surgeon for surgery or euthanasia. They weren't given kind of that
wait and see option. And so Dr. Gina and I both agree that she's very comfortable. She had to go pee. She held her potty in the car for a really long time. Can you tell my mom? Sorry. So Dr. Gina and I both agree that she's not completely normal in that elbow, but as a very young baby, there's no way for us to tell whether or not this injury that happened with her is going to affect her later in life or not. And I think her prognosis is very good, definitely excellent for survival, and whether or not she'll be sound for riding, we can't determine at this point, but absolutely the best thing for her is to be reunited with her mom. She's way too young to be away. And so the people who surrendered her were very happy to hear that those weren't the only two options. And so they're coming back to pick her up, and her mom's gonna be here in about 10 minutes. So I'm really, really happy. It's not what we're here for. We're not a regular vet clinic, but nobody wants to see a baby separated from their mom, and being reunited really is the best case scenario. So these people turned right around and came back, and they got to drive 7 hours back home. But we all fell in love with her in the 1 hour that we had her here, but she needs her mommy. So we're really happy that they get to go back together.
Your mommy's here. Let's go see your mommy.
I'll take you back to your mom.
We had a really good time at the retreat. It has been unwaveringly hot the entire time we've been here. There's been like record heat the several days that we've been here. I think today it was supposed to hit like 99. Feels like 108 degrees out here, literally. It's horrible. From Colorado, it's 77 degrees in Colorado today.
You know, can you like
77, partially cloudy and light breeze. But here we are, we're loading up some critters. We're gonna head back to Colorado. I think we're doing 5 horses, 9 cats, 3 dogs?
I don't know. We're doing like 12 cats.
12 cats.
We're doing 12
147 cats and 3 dogs.
Kisses.
Aww.
Colorado Horse Rescue Network was just here and picked up all of their animals that they are transferring, and we are so thankful to be able to transfer animals to places like Colorado, where they took a lot of our cats and some of our dogs and horses and donkeys, and we're just so thankful to have the opportunity to work with other organizations like this to help animals get great homes.